Hi, welcome to my channel, Organize with Joy. I'm Joy and I want to help you get organized. And in today's video, I am going to be cleaning out and kind of reorganizing my pantry. And hopefully it'll give you some motivation to clean out and organize a space in your house. Last week I made a video about preparing for the holidays, and one of the things I suggested is that you can clean out and clean up your pantry. So I'll go ahead and link that video in the cards and down in the description box in case you're interested in watching that. But in the meantime, you can watch me clean up and organize my pantry. I just returned from Costco not too long ago, and so I have lots of items that need to be taken out of their packaging and put into the pantry. I wanted to show you a before of our pantry, and I know it might not look that bad. I am a professional organizer, so a lot of my spaces are fairly organized. But there's just a few things. I need to wipe down the shelves. They're getting kind of disgusting on the inside. And then there's just a few things that these bins aren't really working very well for us. And so I need to try to find a different solution for that. Organizing can be kind of a constant process of finding out what works for your family. The other space I'm going to tackle is this cabinet that's just adjacent to my pantry, and it is kind of my baking cupboard. I especially want to clean this out before we get into baking for the holidays. So I'm going to clean that up as well and assess if there's anything I need to purchase. I always like to start from the top and go down to the bottom when I'm cleaning a space. And I'm just using some multi-purpose spray that I got through Grove Collaborative. It is just made with essential oils, so it's an all-natural product, and I'm using a microfiber cloth there to clean it. And then I like to remove everything from these bins. Some of these bins you can't really see the crumbs and just remnants that are left behind, but they do get pretty dirty, and I tend to only do this maybe every few months, so even though it looks like a lot of work, I don't do it often. So I had just gone to the grocery that day, so all of my onions and potatoes were still in the plastic bags, but I knew that I was going to clean this bin out later in the day, so I just decided to wait until I was ready to clean the bin out before I took all the plastic off of everything. I like to wipe down all these boxes just from being grabbed out of the pantry. There's always fingerprints, sometimes sticky fingerprints on these bins, and I'm just refilling any that are low. shelf you'll see me arrange and rearrange multiple times during this video. I just can't get it right. I can't figure out how to get this space so that it functions well for us. So yeah, you'll just see me shifting things around until I find what works in the end. All these supplements are my husband's supplements, and I had a discussion with him about which ones he wanted to keep and which ones we could get rid of. Ultimately, we decided to store these in a different location other than the prime real estate of our pantry. This is my son's protein powder, and he usually is away at college, but he was about ready to come home for several weeks for holiday break, so I decided to go ahead and get this all dumped into this big bin. It makes it a lot easier for him to make his shakes himself. And all the stuff that you see me pushing in the way back of my pantry, that is just extra. I buy things from Costco, and so since our pantry is so deep, I just go ahead and store things back behind until we're ready to replenish what we've run out of. And here, once again, you'll see me rearranging things. So I used to have those nuts on the shelf above this shelf, but I decided to put them on this shelf, and so in the end you'll see what I've done. But I definitely have noticed as I'm watching this back, I do a lot of rearranging. Anyone else obsessed with sparkling water? Well, we don't drink soda in our household, but we clearly drink a lot of sparkling water. Okay, now some of my labels started peeling off, and I know I don't really have to have these labels, but I like the way it looks, so what are you gonna do? But I don't know if you can see, like, it's starting to peel off. Also, I think I'm gonna do more generic labels instead of specific labels. There was a while there where we were like buying the same type of cereal, for instance, or the same type of crackers over and over again, but I feel like now I need more generic labels. And this, I just use this analog label maker, so. Here I'm going to use this Goo Gone product, which I really love to get like anything sticky off of something. And you'll see me like really struggling here. It's not always that hard to get these labels off. I think because they'd been stuck on there for so long, I was really on the struggle bus there, but I get it done.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
And here's what the after looks like. Might not look hugely different, but everything is clean on the inside and inside the baskets now. I'm laughing as I'm watching this back because I know that I've already rearranged a couple more things, but anyway, it's functioning pretty well for us, so it works. Now I'm moving on to my baking goods cabinet, and I feel like I have to make a disclaimer as I watch this back and see all the things I'm pulling out of this cabinet. I do bake a lot, and we have a lot of different food sensitivities and allergies and dietary restrictions in our family. And that's part of the reason why I just make homemade goods, so I know what's going into it. But that explains why I have 25 different types of sugar in there. So yeah. Also, I've never really loved how this cabinet functions. It is kind of difficult. You have to like rearrange things and pull things out to get to the things behind. I have thought about installing some sort of drawer type system. We'll see if I get that done eventually.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We're meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell.
These were the leftover items. I had a couple of supplements that I'm gonna decant into these mason jars. And then this is a pumpkin carving set, and we actually didn't even get pumpkins this past year. My youngest is 16 years old, so we might be done with our pumpkin carving days. And then I had an extra apron, but I have not used it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. That's trash. And then I just had a few jars of stuff that is either gone or I haven't used it in a really long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Everything except for, well, I am gonna go ahead and wash this jar out, but I'm so sad. These rosemary almonds, they are the best. They're from Trader Joe's, and they don't carry them anymore, so that's too bad. Well, I hope this gave you some motivation to clean out a space in your home. Maybe there's some area of your home that needs to be cleaned out before Christmas that you can tackle. I do have to admit this took longer than I thought, and I think it's just because I wanted to rearrange my pantry, and I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to rearranging and arranging spaces. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you like this type of content, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel.